So recently we were having a conversation with a new member of the Market Authority Academy. That's my signature mentorship program for real estate agents. And they came in saying, I really want to be able to grow my business from closing like 12 deals a year to 20 deals a year. And I know it's doable. I know I can get there, but there's a lot of competition. And honestly, right now I'm kind of winging it. Like I'm kind of just doing things as a one-off in my business, not really running on an actual strategy. Now, if you've ever been there, let me know in the comments so that I know to make more videos like this for you, because I feel like this is probably a really common situation for real estate agents. Now, this individual is absolutely right. Growing from 12 deals a year to 20 is perfectly doable, and it's actually pretty simple when you know which metrics to track. And so what I want to do is walk you through how to scale from 12 deals a year to 20, leveraging data, leveraging actual numbers. Because what we don't necessarily want to do is scale from 12 deals a year to 20 deals just by working 3 times as hard. What we want to do is scale from 12 deals to 20 with working about the same amount of hours, maybe a little bit more, but ideally even less would be great, right? That's called scaling. It's being able to earn more while doing less. Now, the interesting thing with real estate agents who are in this situation is a lot of times it's not a lead problem. Yes, we can always use more leads, and it's great to have some low-hanging fruit opportunities that are easy to close. But a lot of times, if we're talking about getting that consistent 12 deals a year up to a consistent 20 deals a year, it's not usually a leads problem. It's actually a systems problem. And all that means is that by tracking some really specific numbers, you can make some tiny tweaks to what you're doing in your business to see really big results. Imagine these as little levers that are going to help change your business trajectory, right? And if you think about a rocket ship going out into space, if they are off on their trajectory by just a couple of degrees, they can overshoot their path by tens of thousands of miles if they go far enough, right? And so what we want to do is make sure that we are making tiny little changes to our day-to-day by looking at our metrics and pulling those metric levers so that we can make those little efforts and see huge results. And by huge, I mean, let's just get from 12 deals a year to 20. So the first group of metrics that we're going to track is actually from your lead generation. So first, let's look at our lead generation metrics. First things first, you have to know where your leads are coming from. And if you don't, I actually just created a video last week all about the number of lead sources that every real estate agent needs for consistent deals. So maybe check that out if you haven't yet. But ultimately, you need to know where your clients are coming from. If I ask you today, where are you going to get your next client? Or where did you get your last 5 clients? You should be able to rattle that off with complete clarity. And you should also know which of those lead sources are the most fruitful for your business. Which are going to give you the most sure thing clients, the clients who you're not going to have to work too hard to get to the closing table. Just by having a clear understanding of how many leads right now you are bringing in, that's going to help you determine how many of those you are likely going to close. Now, the metric that is going to tell us that is the second metric. It's your conversion rate. Now, each lead source needs to have a really specific conversion rate that you're tracking consistently. You absolutely have to know how many of your leads are going to actually close into deals and get you paid. For example, if you are finding a lot of clients through open houses, you should know about how many people you need to speak to in an open house to ultimately find that one client who's going to go the whole way with you to the closing table. Now, your conversion rates are actually going to be the easiest number to manipulate to change the trajectory in your business. So when I'm talking about those couple degrees of change, that's going to happen in the conversion rates. Because let's say right now that you're only closing about half of the opportunities that you could be closing. And if we dig a little deeper, we find that you're not closing as many leads as you should be because your follow-up is a mess. Well, all you need to do is focus on improving your follow-up and watch that conversion rate increase. The more you're tracking those numbers, the more you can say, Well, that was pretty easy. All I had to do was increase the amount of times I was following up or just get better at setting an actual appointment. And once I get that face to face with my clients, they're pretty much happy to work with me and I can get them all the way to the closing table. Just by implementing that one strategic change, you can see a total pivot to your business and how many deals you're closing. I would always rather focus on conversion than lead generation. It is so much easier to convert the leads that you already have than to constantly be out looking for more and more leads. Now, finally, the last metric that I want to leave you with that you should know in order to grow your business from that like 1 deal a month to 2 is we have to know the average time it takes to close. We call this our maturation rate with our clients, meaning from the first moment that we meet them to the time that we get them to the closing table, on average, how long does that take? Now, if you've been running your business on open houses, and again, I use open houses just as a main example, like a blanket example. This is not something that I do a lot of in my business, like rarely ever, but I feel like this is something that we all kind of like know what I'm talking about. And last year, you totally burnt yourself out with open houses. You were doing them every weekend. Some of them were completely hit or miss. Some of them were actually pretty good. And you're looking to this year and you're thinking, last year I closed 12 deals and 8 of those were from open houses. And I'm actually really good at open houses, but I have to get my weekends back. I don't want to be doing that work, going to open houses just to sit there doing nothing for 4 hours a day. I want to change it up and I want to explore Zillow leads, for example. Well, if you get into a total pivot and you get into a new lead source because you're tired of open houses or whatever it is, and that new lead source takes way longer to convert, then you are in for a world of hurt. I'll show you the example here. So for open houses, a lot of times those clients will be able to transact with you within 1 to 3 months. Okay, like they're pretty much ready to go if they're going to transact with you. And so that's a pretty quick turnaround in our 90-day sales cycle in the business. But let's say you decide to get rid of open houses and go all in on Facebook ads because you saw someone on YouTube talking about it and it sounded like a great idea. Well, did you know that Facebook ads, the leads who come on through Facebook ads, tend to take about 2 years to convert? It's totally true. And the conversion rate is about 1/3 of what open houses can be for you. And if you didn't know that, and if you weren't tracking those numbers, you might generate a ton of leads on Facebook, but they are dragging their feet for 2 years, and you are going to end up with a major, major gap in your business. And so that is why that maturation rate, the time it takes, the average time it takes to close a lead, is so important to know when we're talking about scaling your business. Now, understanding these principles is actually what helped another member of the Market Authority Academy take her business from earning $15 an hour as a real estate assistant to growing her business to over $140K in GCI within less than 2 years, just by understanding these numbers. Here's what she said. She said, "My favorite part of the Market Authority Academy is the actionable steps that Stefanie provides. The step-by-step modules are practical and can be implemented into your business. She showed me how to lay the foundation for my business, and I can see significant growth because of that solid foundation." You don't scale from no deals to 20 to 30 deals a year like that just by winging it. You scale like that based on the numbers and the metrics and being really strategic. And so that is something that I can help you do in the Market Authority Academy. You can book a call with me in the show notes below and learn how we can help you do that in your real estate business as well. Regardless of where you go with your journey of this, you know that I'm always supporting you along the way. And be sure to subscribe to this channel where I'm sharing free tips and support like this that are going to help you get to where you want to be and getting control of your real estate business. Thank you so much as always for tuning in. Until next time, keep on crushing it.